is a fitness tech diva, and I'm coming to you with my second video where I'm talking about credit and how it affects you and why it's important, and also going to give some tips on, how you can increase your credit score, and that's going to be actually in the next video. But today I'm going to talk about the different factors that affect your credit score and how you can use this information to increase your credit score and keep it that way. So the first one is payment history, and then they have the second one is credit utilization. That's how much credit you're using. The third one, age of accounts, how seasoned of a credit, how seasoned you are with using credit. So like what's your oldest account, for example, or maybe you just established credit last year. Then they have new credit. So like if you opened up any new credit cards, or you even got like a house or something like that recently, that's considered new credit, and that can impact your score. And then lastly, the types of credit being used. I call this your account mix. So what are all the different type of credit accounts that you have? You may have a credit card, you may have a car payment, a personal loan, and so forth. And I'll get into that later as well. But the first thing I want to talk about is your payment history. So how timely have you been with making payments? And this is the biggest factor in like how your credit score is impacted. It accounts for 35% of your credit score. So basically, if you had like a late mortgage payment or a late credit card payment, for example, that's going to directly impact. That's going to have the biggest impact on your credit score out of anything else. And it actually, like, even one late payment can really drastically decrease your score. So you really want to make sure that you can avoid, having late payments on your credit history. And I mean, I think that many of us, I would say most of us, have probably been late on the bill before, even multiple times. I know I have been. And there are ways that you can get that removed from your credit report as well. And I know that I did like the dispute method. So I basically contacted the credit bureaus and disputed that, okay, they are showing that, this was 60 days late on my credit report, but it wasn't, I just knew that it wasn't, and there was an error on the report. And I was actually able to get that late payment removed from my credit report. So you can try that method as well. You can also contact the creditor directly to see if they might work with you if you've been able to reestablish a good payment history with them. I didn't go that route, but I've heard some people say that they did that before. But I know you can also dispute it as well. But yeah, so just know that is the biggest factor. You really want to stay away from having late payments. And also what I would recommend is contact your credit card company directly, or whoever it is. It might be even the student loan people, and see when do they actually report a late payment, because it can vary. I know for like most credit cards, once you go 30 days past due, then they'll start reporting it. But I think with others, such as I talked to the student loan people one time, and they told me that they wouldn't report me as late until I think it was either 60 or 90 days. So it wasn't the 30 days. So just check and see when do they actually report that to the credit bureau that you have a late payment, because that can make a huge difference as well, and it's just good information. The factor that I want to talk about is credit utilization. So what is credit utilization? That is basically how much of your allowed credit you're currently using. So let's use credit cards as an example. So say you have 2 credit cards, and one has a max of, well, let's just say both of them have a max of $1,000 each. And so, but you currently have a balance of $1,000 total between those 2 cards. So basically your credit utilization in that case is going to be at 50%, and which is not good, because the ideal percentage for credit utilization is under 30%. So you really want to stay under 30%. Under 20% is very ideal, and under 10% is even better. I hear people saying that you shouldn't carry a balance on your credit card. I hear some people saying that. For me, my personal experience, it hasn't really hurt as long as my credit utilization is low. So if it's anywhere between 10 to 20% or lower than that, then I'm good, with carrying a balance. So just keep that in mind. Don't pay so much attention to, oh, I have a balance that I'm carrying from month to month. Look at the credit utilization. That is one of the most important factors that can impact your credit score. The next thing is age of accounts. So how long have you had credit? Maybe you had like a retail store credit card, like, I don't know, when you were in college, which may have been 15, 20 years ago or whatever. Or maybe you just got your first credit card last year, so you don't have that much credit history at all. The longer you have credit, the better. Especially when it's, good credit history. But even if it's not, it's still good to have aged credit. So if you had a retail card that you opened several years ago, but you stopped using it because you got into some trouble with it, you had problems making the payments on time and the interest rate was high, and you just say, look, I'm going to pay this off and I'm not going to use it anymore. Don't close it out. Keep it open. As long as it can stay on your credit report, just keep it open, because, that shows that you have aged credit. Basically they just want to see that you're seasoned with credit. So keep that in mind, to keep your credit accounts open as long as possible, even if you're not using them, just keep them open. Another factor, new credit. So like when you go and apply for new credit, initially it can pull your score down. So like say you buy a house or a new car, or you get a new credit card. All of these things, first of all, they put an inquiry on your report, a hard inquiry. So like if you go to a car dealership, for example, the car salesman or finance person says, okay, we need to run your credit because we want to see if we can, offer you this low interest rate special that we have right now. Or we want to see what interest rate we can offer you for financing. And so they run it, but what they might not tell you is, they're sending it to 3 to 4 different banks. So that's 3 to 4 different hard inquiries you're getting on your credit report, which can also pull your score down. And so you just want to, be careful of that as well. I would recommend getting your own financing. Like if you have a credit union that you're using, or go open an account at a credit union and, apply for financing through them, and then take your pre-approved loan with you to the car dealership, because that's just a less chance of you getting a new hard inquiry on your report. But again, that is still considered new credit. So the way to minimize the impact is, just not have as many hard inquiries from getting that new credit. And then the last thing I want to mention is the type of credit that you have. This is account mix is what I call it. And I'll just give you an example of how it helped me. So I initially had just like student loans, and I had a couple of credit cards. I had a car payment, things like that. But actually, the car payments are cool too, but it didn't seem to impact my score as much. And so what I found out is that lenders really look more like, your ability to pay back on like loans and credit cards and things like that. And so like I decided to take out a personal loan to pay down my credit card debt. And so it actually boosted my score. And the reason why is because it added to the mix of accounts that I have. So the type of, it basically showed that I can handle paying on different types of accounts. And that I'm reliable with that. And so yeah, that helped boost my score. And plus, it also helped decrease my credit utilization, which I talked about before, because I used that personal loan to pay down my credit card balance. So it's good to have a mix of accounts. Don't just have credit cards and a car payment. I mean, it's cool, if you're, building your credit up and you're just trying to establish some good payment history. But once you get your credit up a little bit and you've been doing okay with it for a good little minute, go ahead and, consider adding to the mix and getting some different type of credit in there to show that, okay, I can handle different types of credit accounts too. I'm reliable with paying, a credit card or a car note or a student loan, a personal loan, it's good to do that. So, and it's been very helpful for me as well. So that's really all I want to talk about today. Just the different factors that can affect your credit score and how you can use that information to boost your credit and keep it that way. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to mention related to this? Well, I'll just talk about what I'm going to discuss in my next video. In my next video, I'm going to go through tips that can help you increase your score and keep it that way. I'm just going to give out like some, some helpful information based on my own personal experiences of what you can do to increase your credit score and keep it that way. There are different things that you can do on your own for free. Basically just even as basic as cleaning up your credit, like, just taking out all the clutter, the stuff that doesn't need to be on there, like removing old addresses and stuff that's not even valid information. So I'm just going to get into more detail on that in the next video. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, and I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. Please, thumbs up the video if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I am going to be making more videos as well. Check out my website at fitnesstechdiva.com and my social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. And provide any feedback as well. Feel free to comment on this video. If there's anything that you would like to see me talk about in my next video, because I might make just 1 or 2 more videos related to credit talk. If there's anything that you would like to hear me talk about, or you have any questions, let me know. Again, I'm not a credit expert. I'm just speaking from my experience of what I've done to increase my credit score about 200 points in the past 1.5 to 2 years. So and I'm telling you, I have some of the worst stuff on my credit. So I can definitely tell you what you can do to increase your score on your own. You don't have to pay anybody. I'm not knocking if you want to pay somebody, but I'm just saying you don't have to. So, yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.